All right, let's talk about one of the most critical decisions you'll ever make in the cloud, building your network. I mean, if you get this right, you've got a rock-solid foundation for everything. But if you get it wrong, well, let's just say things can get messy fast.
So think about your application like it's a real-world business. What kind of building does it need to live in? Are we talking about a simple workshop, a place for tinkering and trying out new ideas? Or maybe a bustling storefront, something super resilient that's always open for your customers? Or do you need a high-security vault to protect your most valuable assets?
Every single choice here is going to impact your cost, your security, and your reliability. So what we're going to do is explore 3 essential blueprints from AWS that are going to help you build the right foundation for whatever you're working on.
Okay, so before we can start building anything, we got to understand our main material, right? And that's the VPC. So what is it?
Well, you can think of it as your own private, totally secure slice of the AWS cloud.
Yeah, it's called the Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, or VPC for short. And the 2 key words you need to remember are isolated and tailored. It's kind of like having your own private, walled garden inside the huge public park that is AWS. You get to decide who comes in, who goes out, and exactly what they can do once they're inside.
And when I say you have control, I mean total control. You are the one setting all the rules. You're choosing the IP address ranges, you're creating the subnets to keep all your resources organized, you're defining the routing tables to direct traffic, you're even setting up the gateways to the outside world. You are absolutely in the driver's seat here.
All right, time to get our hands dirty. Let's jump into our very first blueprint, the simple sandbox. Think of this as your personal playground, your workshop. It's the place where you can experiment, innovate, and, yeah, let's be honest, break a few things without worrying about any major consequences.
So the whole name of the game here is simplicity. You're basically trading some of the fancy bells and whistles you'd find in a production setup for a super low-cost, low-complexity space to just build stuff. But, and this is a really big but, this is not the place you want to be putting your actual customers.
I mean, just look at how simple and clean this is. You've got one single public subnet sitting in one location. Inside that, you have your EC2 server running. And then you've got an internet gateway to connect it all to the web. That's it. It's quick, it's easy, and it's absolutely perfect for getting those initial ideas off the ground.
And this quote from the AWS docs, it really gets to the heart of it, right? You're making a very deliberate trade-off. You're giving up the redundancy you'd get from a bigger production setup for speed and cost effectiveness. And for a dev environment, that's a really smart move.
Okay, so we've played in the sandbox. Now it's time to level up. We're moving out of our private workshop and we're opening our doors to the public. This is the Resilient Storefront, and it's built to handle real customers and real traffic.
So as we start building for production, we run into a really crucial design choice. Why not just, throw everything into one big box? Why do we go to the trouble of creating separate layers for our web servers and our really precious database servers? Well, it all comes down to one really important word: security. By creating these separate tiers, you're essentially building a virtual moat around your most valuable asset, your customer data. It's a simple idea, but it's an incredibly powerful way to protect what matters most.
Okay, let's trace the path of a request. So a user's traffic first hits a load balancer. Think of it like a traffic cop. It directs the request to one of your web servers, which are living out in the public subnets. Then those web servers securely talk to your database servers, which are tucked away safely in private subnets. And here's the kicker: the entire setup is duplicated across 2 different data centers for resiliency.
Yep, that number 2 right there. That's the magic number for high availability. It's kind of like having a backup generator for your house, right? If the power goes out in one data center, your application just seamlessly fails over to the other one. Your customers, they don't notice a thing. Now that's the power of a resilient system.
And now, for the grand finale. We're going from a storefront all the way to a fortress. Welcome to the Fort Knox of cloud security. This is the ultimate vault for your most critical applications. We're talking finance, healthcare, government, the real big leagues.
The philosophy here is actually pretty simple. Trust no one. Every single server, even the ones that need to talk to the web, is locked away in a private subnet. You can think of it like a series of nested safe deposit boxes. Nothing gets in or out without passing through multiple layers of security. So you might be asking, how does anything get in or out? Well, user requests are still handled by a load balancer, which passes them on to your servers deep inside. But what about when your servers need to get out to, say, download an update?
That's where the magic happens. They use the special, secure, one-way door called a NAT gateway.
And here it is, the real star of our security show, the NAT gateway. This brilliant piece of technology lets your servers inside that private subnet connect out to the internet. But, and this is the genius part, it completely prevents the internet from initiating a connection back to them. It is the ultimate bouncer for your club. No one gets in who's not on the list.
So, there you have it. The workshop, the storefront, and the vault. 3 really powerful blueprints for 3 very different needs. Now, of course, the big question is, which one is right for you? Okay, let's break it down.
Okay, this chart right here is basically your cheat sheet. You've got the sandbox, fast, cheap, perfect for just messing around and testing things. Then there's the storefront, your reliable, secure setup for production web apps. And finally, Fort Knox, the ultimate fortress when you're dealing with really sensitive data. See? Each one is a specific tool for a specific job.
And really, this is the bottom line. Planning matters. A little bit of thinking and planning up front with your VPC design can pay off in a huge way down the road. It gives you a network that's not just robust and secure today, but one that's ready to grow and evolve with you, no matter what the future holds.
So, you've got the blueprints now. You've seen the tools. The only question left is, what are you going to build on this foundation? I can't wait to see what you come up with.